All right, example number 6. This one involves the product rule. How do we handle this? Exactly the same way we did in the main lesson if you watched that. So, notice that we have a function x squared and the function y right next door. We're going to have to use the product rule to derive this thing. So, before we get started with this, of course, put your parentheses around all your y's. That'll help to remind you that, hey, you need to use the chain rule here. All right, so let's handle deriving this x squared times y thing. First step, using the product rule, derive the first function, 2x. All right, you leave the second one alone for the product rule. So we did not derive that there. We did not derive the y. Next part, we leave the first one alone, and then we derive the second. So the derivative of y, in this case, is y prime. It is not 1. Be very, very, very careful. I will remind you through every single example because it's that critical. Okay? So now the second term. So we just derived this product. That was it. Product rule. Simple. You know how to do that. Next one is we have this parentheses y squared. So power rule, or in other words, chain rule in this case. We bring this 2 down in front, subtract 1 from the exponent, and write the following. So we have 2y to the first times the derivative of the inside function, which is y prime. Okay, so that handles the second term. Now on the right-hand side, what's the derivative of y? Derivative of y is y prime. Never forget it. All right, so so we've completely derived both sides. We're in good shape now. What we want to do is get all of our y prime stuff on one side and get all of our non-y prime stuff on the other. So all of our y prime stuff is here, here, and here. We want that on the left-hand side. Our non-y prime stuff, I need a different color, yellow. We're going to move to the right-hand side. So rewriting, keep all of the y prime stuff over here. So we have x squared y prime plus 2y y prime, and then we're going to subtract y prime from both sides. So let me do that in gray. Subtract y prime from both sides, because we want that over on the left. Okay, there we go. And then the other thing we're going to do, I'm going to skip a step here. So the other thing I'm going to do is move this 2xy over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract that from both sides as well. All right. So I'm basically combining 2 steps in one. Hopefully you're okay with this. So the y prime and the y prime go away on the right-hand side, leaving us with minus 2xy on the right. So now what do? We're going to factor off a y prime because we have all of our y prime stuff on one side. There's nothing y prime flavored on the right-hand side. So factor off the y prime. This is equal to minus 2xy on the right. Last step, divide both sides by the thing in parentheses, and then you get y prime is equal to minus 2xy all over x squared plus 2y minus 1. And that's the final answer. I skipped a couple steps in this one. Hopefully you're okay with that. And if not, I'll try to be a little bit more robust, I guess, in the next example with making sure I get all the details. So with that, that is example number 6.